Star Wars fans, we might have just gotten a live-action cast for Hera Syndulla, also another Ahsoka Tano cast, a younger version, that we will see through the World Between Worlds fight Anakin Skywalker on Mustafar. What's up guys, it's Mike, a guy who loves Star Wars here. Today we're talking about some castings that we have received for the Ahsoka show. And these are some big ones. Now we know Rosario Dawson is playing the role of Ahsoka Tano, but maybe you didn't know this or didn't hear this because you've been living in a cave for the last week and a half. But there will be a younger Ahsoka Tano, maybe in the Rebels era, maybe in the Clone Wars era, that we will see through the World Between Worlds. Yes, we're going back into the World Between Worlds through Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka Tano, and she is going to see a younger version of herself and try to change the outcomes of specific events. And yes, many of the Rebels cast has already been casted. We know Sabine Wren has been casted for a long time alongside of Ezra Bridger and even Thrawn. But now it's being reported that Hera Syndulla has been cast. Without further ado, the live-action Hera Syndulla will be played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Now, if you're like me and when you heard that news, you were like, who the heck is Mary Elizabeth Winstead? You're probably not the only one. She has been in many things, but most known for her role in Fargo and the Birds of Prey movie. So probably the reason that you've never heard of her is because she was in the Birds of Prey movie. Because no offense to that movie, but it was really bad. But she's moved on to clearly bigger and better things, now being cast as Hera Syndulla as the first live-action version of Hera Syndulla in Star Wars. So many people are probably thinking, why is this such a big deal? Hera Syndulla in live action, we knew it was coming, why is this such a big deal? Well, you have to remember, Hera Syndulla was married to Kanan Jarrus, and before Kanan Jarrus died, they clearly did something off screen, and now, after Kanan's gone, we get Jacen Syndulla, a baby. Now I know what you're thinking, oh yeah, Jacen Syndulla, I completely forgot about that like everybody else on the planet because we've never seen him ever again. And honestly, everybody wants to know where Ezra and Thrawn went, but by far the second biggest question at the end of Star Wars Rebels is what the heck happened to Jacen Syndulla? We're talking about the son of a Jedi, a Force-sensitive baby. So Mary Elizabeth Winstead being cast as a live-action Hera Syndulla is a lot bigger news than people make it out to be. Because where there's Hera Syndulla, there's going to be her son. Now, of course, we can't forget about what I talked about at the top of the video, talking about Anakin Skywalker on Mustafar and a young Ahsoka Tano being cast. It has been reported that Savannah Stein has been cast as a young Ahsoka Tano. I mean, look at this girl. You put her next to Rosario Dawson, she literally looks like a younger version of Rosario Dawson. And of course, Rosario Dawson being live-action Ahsoka Tano, a younger version of that is what we're looking for. So yes, she fits the part, but again, you might be asking yourself, who the heck is Savannah Stein? And yes, Star Wars is known for getting actors who aren't really known and making them household names. It started all the way back in 1977 with Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, and even in the prequels, Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor, and even in the sequels, Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac. If there's one thing Star Wars is good at, is getting lower level actors and making them big names. With all that being said, Savannah Stein is most known for her role in Game of Thrones. She's been in a ton of movies as side characters and little roles here and there, but she was in the Game of Thrones. And now, thanks to the World Between Worlds and the Ahsoka show, we're going to get to see Savannah Stein as a young Ahsoka Tano fighting Hayden Christensen on Mustafar. And if you want to know what the heck I'm talking about the World Between Worlds and what's going on with the Ahsoka show, click this video right here. It'll explain all of that. I've already covered these reports about the World Between Worlds and about the plot leaks for the Ahsoka show. But what do you think about these casts? Are you excited for Savannah Stein to be a young Ahsoka Tano? Are you excited for Mary Elizabeth Winstead to be the first live-action Hera Syndulla, which could possibly introduce Jacen Syndulla, a baby who was Force-sensitive in Star Wars Rebels? Man, day after day, the closer and closer we get to this Ahsoka show, the more and more hyped I get for it. But tell me in the comments what you thought of this big news, Hera Syndulla and a young Ahsoka being cast. Smash like if you like this video, hit subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video, and my pretty face will show up in the recommended feed of yours. So the Ahsoka show is kind of still a far way away. Although we're getting all this news right now, it's still not going to be until later in 2023. We'll still have the Bad Batch Season 2 and The Mandalorian Season 3 before then, so stick around so you can get breakdowns on all that, news on all that, and all that fun stuff. Hit subscribe, and may the Force be with you always.